Welcome back to Water the Possibilities in Your Pocket Change, your YouTube destination for coin collecting basics and numismatics of the 21st century. In today's video, we will be discussing position A and position B on edged lettered golden dollars. Let's dive in. Did you know the edge lettering process is different for proof coins and circulation strikes? In 2007, the United States Mint would introduce presidential golden dollars with edge lettering. These would be the first coins in the new millennium and the first coins in over 100 years to use edge lettering. They would have the date, mint mark, E pluribus unum, and In God We Trust infused on the edge. However, after only 2 years of production, the motto In God We Trust was moved back to the obverse of the coin due to public outcry. The date, mint mark, and E pluribus unum would remain on the edge for the rest of the series. And all future golden dollars would use this edge lettering, including the Native American dollars beginning in 2009 and the American Innovation dollars beginning in 2018. Now that we know what coins we're dealing with, let's take a look at the process in which the edge lettering is applied. For proof and reverse proof coins, a 3-part collar is used, along with the obverse and reverse dies, which makes the edge lettering part of the striking process. The 3-part collar is positioned so the edge lettering is right side up when viewing the obverse of the coin. Since the edge lettering is part of the striking process on proof and reverse proof coins, there is no position A or position B. And the position of the edge lettering stays consistent in relationship to the obverse design on the coin. However, I believe this should be taken into consideration when looking at position A and position B on circulation strikes, since this is how the mint intended the coin to be struck. Coins struck for circulation have their edge lettering applied in a completely separate process. After being struck, the coins are then moved to another machine where the edge lettering process takes place. Just a little side note on this process, some of the early presidential dollars and Native American dollars skipped this process and were placed into circulation with missing edge lettering. The Mint has since updated this process and integrated the edge lettering machine at the end of a conveyor belt directly after striking the coin. This seems to have solved the problem of missing edge lettering. The circulation strike golden dollars are fed randomly through the edge lettering machine, meaning they can be obverse up or reverse up when the edge lettering is applied to the coin. And this is why we have position A and position B on golden dollars. It should also be noted that the orientation of the edge lettering in relationship to the obverse or reverse designs is also completely random. So, who or what designates the orientation as position A or position B? As we have seen on proof and reverse proof coins, the orientation of the lettering is right side up when the obverse faces up. So is this position A? The Mint does not hold a stance on the answer to this question. And since the edge lettering process is different on circulating coins, position A and position B are considered varieties. There is no way to determine which position is more prevalent, as they are completely random. However, grading companies like PCGS have taken a stance on the designation of position A and position B. They have designated that position A, also known as type 2, is when the orientation of the edge lettering reads upside down when the obverse faces up. And position B, also known as type 1, is designated when the orientation of the edge lettering reads normally when the obverse faces up. And this is where the confusion comes in. First off, why would position A be considered type 2 and position B considered type 1? As many collectors, including myself, believed that position A is when the orientation of the lettering reads normally when the obverse faces up, as designated by the orientation of the lettering on proof and reverse proof coins, which honestly makes more sense. But unless the mint takes a stance on position A and position B for circulating coins, then we will have no choice but to follow the designations which have become the industry standard among auction houses and grading companies alike. Now, let's take one more look, just so we understand these designations. Position A, or type 2. The edge lettering reads normally when the reverse of the coin faces up. And position B, or type 1. The edge lettering reads normally when the obverse of the coin faces up. I hope this brings some clarity to any confusion that we might have had in regards to the orientation of the edge lettering on golden dollars. Now let's take a look at a few more fun facts about edge lettering on these coins. As we saw earlier in this video, some of the golden dollars skipped this edge lettering process and went into circulation with no edge lettering. And some of these golden dollars went through the edge lettering process twice, creating distinct varieties, like overlapped position A, where both sets of edge lettering are running the same way, but upside down in relation to the obverse, and overlapped position B, where both sets of edge lettering are running the same way, but right side up in relation to the obverse. And inverted edge lettering, where one set of edge lettering is right side up and one set is upside down. There was also some changes made to the lettering itself. In 2007, a dot appears between E Pluribus Unum and In God We Trust, with no dot between the date and mint mark and E Pluribus Unum. In 2008, an extra dot was added to the edge between date and mint mark and E Pluribus Unum. In 2009, after removing In God We Trust from the edge and placing it back on the obverse of the coin, stars would replace the dots. There are now 3 stars between the date and mint mark and E Pluribus Unum, and 10 stars between E Pluribus Unum and the date and mint mark. As we learned earlier in this video, proof coins have their edge lettering applied during the striking process. Ironically, this does not make them immune to errors. In 2007, some of the proof Thomas Jefferson golden dollars were reported with their edge inscriptions out of sequence. The 3-part collar is segmented. One segment contains the date and mint mark, one segment contains E Pluribus Unum, and one segment contains In God We Trust. These segments are placed by hand into their holder. The error occurred when a mint employee placed the segments in the wrong sequence. A normal proof coin reads In God We Trust, followed by the date and mint mark. On the out of sequence edge, In God We Trust is followed by E Pluribus Unum. The mint has since taken measures to prevent this from happening again, making the segments only fitting together in a certain order. The mint has reported that as many as 100,000 proof dollars were struck with edge lettering out of sequence. It is unknown how many were released, and only a handful have been reported. So check your Thomas Jefferson proof presidential dollars. One of the most interesting errors discovered was a wrong-dated presidential dollar. In 2010, NGC certified a 2009 D Zachary Taylor presidential dollar with a 2010 D date. What makes this discovery the most interesting is that the wrong-dated presidential dollar was found in a roll of 2010 D Native American dollars, which had been purchased via the Mint's direct ship program. This is the first wrongly dated presidential dollar that has been discovered. These edge lettering errors and varieties took place early on as the Mint was growing accustomed to the edge lettering process. And after 18 years of golden dollars with edge lettering and the streamlining of this process, it is rare that these kind of errors will occur again in such great numbers. However, we will continue to see circulation strike golden dollars with position A and position B edge lettering, as this step in the minting process is still completely random. Now, let's see what coin we find in this week's pocket full of possibilities. This week's coins are the 2009 dated Roosevelt dimes from the Philadelphia and Denver Mint. The 2009 P Roosevelt dime had a mintage of 96,500,000, and the 2009 D Roosevelt dime had a mintage of 49,500,000. These are the two rarest dimes ever produced for circulation in a clad composition. However, the 2024 P currently has a lower mintage than the 2009 P, but circulating coin production is still underway at the United States Mint, so we will have to wait and see. A side note worth mentioning, the Philadelphia and Denver minted Roosevelt dimes from the uncirculated mint set had a satin finish. So these circulation strike dimes will only be found in your pocket change. The key date, low mintage 2009 Roosevelt dimes from the Philadelphia and Denver Mint bring a premium to their face value. Good luck out there, and don't overlook the possibilities in your pocket. If you learned something, please like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember to ask yourself, what are the possibilities in your pocket change?